Hey guys, well, we're going to get out with the new Rail 9.9. It's going to be the first proper time taking it out now. Going to go down our local forest and go on one of the red trails. Obviously we ain't got great length of time because we're all supposed to be in lockdown, but we'll have a look, see how the bike goes, and we'll stop periodically and talk about any specific points on it, and we'll go from there. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye for now. Alright guys, well, we're here at Sherwood Pines and we're going to do the red route now. Leon's on the Giant 40, which is a wicked bike, I mean a really good bike, and I'm on the Trek Rail 9.9. So we'll see how it handles, and then we'll look at some various points and everything. I don't plan on recording the whole route because you'll get bored out of your head. So I'll see you in a bit and we'll talk about some of the bits. Okay, ciao for now. So I'm not going to record all this trail, just bore you out your mind. So I'll do the first bit. We're taking it easy because we don't want any issues and have to call any ambulances or anything like that. That's just going to be selfish what's going on. So we're going to ride sort of sensible anyway. Great! Oh, them brakes are good. Them tyres are fine. So I've got it on this EMTB mode. I've never used this mode before. There isn't an EMTB mode on the Giant. It's just economy, pro, fast, and super fast, and kill yourself type mode on that one. But what I like about this EMTB mode is it's sort of supposed to be intelligent. I don't know how it works, and I need to look into that. But you can notice a difference, that it does give you support and switches off support and so on. So catching back up. So I've also adjusted the Milo link at the back to give it that little bit more ground clearance, and it does actually give it not a massive amount but a noticeable amount. So when I was sat on this with a 25% sag, I could tell that I was going to ground it out easy. So just the Milo link, giving that little bit of extra ground clearance, so I'm pretty sure I want to strike the pedal a lot to do that. So we're doing that's funny when two of you on the trail. So, first thoughts, love it. I actually thought my front tyre was flat because I was getting so much cushioning through those Lyric debonaires, which are brilliant. The AXS on this bike is just amazing. So far, every time you you touch it and change the gear, it's smooth, it's seamless, and it operates instantaneously. It's clear that you don't build an electric part to mimic a mechanical part. They've built this to be completely different, and this is different. I mean, it's really good. It doesn't mimic a mechanical part whatsoever. It is its own system in its rights, and it's fast, it's sweet movements. When I first tried the bike, I didn't lube the chain up and everything, and it was really, really clunky. Right, fella. The pedals that we got with this were pretty crappy, just nylon cheap pedals. So we've changed the pedals, put some Brendog ice ones on. They're really nice. So far, so good. So we'll leave it there for a minute, and we'll get some more with the trailing. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ciao for now. There we go. So I want to talk about these brakes. If you they force you to use one finger. They're not big enough for two fingers whatsoever. So the actual lever is for one finger. It's actually really comfortable and nice. I used to use two fingers all the time, but and I know that's wrong, but now you've got no option but to use one finger. The brakes, they're the Shimano XTs. Now, what I found with the Magura brakes is that as soon as you press the brake, it locks up straight away. There was no give and take. It was either the brake was either off or it was either on. With this brake, you can actually gently use the brake and actually get some slowdown rather than just putting the brakes on it and coming to a dead stop. Certainly the front brake is pretty powerful, but it does give you that ability to slow down rather than just putting the brake full on. The dropper post, I'll just grab that. If the what I mean, if you're not sat on the dropper post and you press the button, it just shoots up like a rocket. But if you want to go up with small amounts, you need to have your weight on it. You need to put your weight on the seat. Now I've changed the seat to an Aragon, mainly because I was constantly suffering with numb nuts, let's say. So my wife bought me this for Christmas, and it's for my birthday actually, and it's brilliant. It really does. It's changed everything and given me the ability to stay riding for a lot longer. The seat, as I'll show you, is that press it once like a rocket. You go straight up. There's no real adjustment to it. If you push it back down again, if your weight's on it, you can do tiny little incrementals, but you just can't get them unless your weight's on there, because it just goes up just too quickly. But this is, I think, the RockShox dropper post. I think is more about a gimmick. It's not really, for me. I don't feel it is any good as the dropper on the Giant there, as a mechanical one. It's just as good as this electric one. So this is something that now I know what these are like. I wouldn't necessarily go and buy the RockShox electric dropper reverb. It's called RockShox reverb dropper. I wouldn't necessarily just go out and buy it. The gears on here, the AXS systems, you can, once you attach these with the Bluetooth, you can actually adjust these. You can change the way these work. So you could have that button as down, and you can even have the RockShox reverb button to make your gears go up. So you can use this for gears as well, and you could make the button up here for the dropper post. On the back here, you've got another button on the back here. So if you want to use, just pull the bike back. If you want to just use your finger, you can actually use the button here as well at the back. But I haven't figured out if that just goes one way. I think it just goes up at the back there. Right, I think that'll do for the minute. We'll crack on, go a bit more on the trail, and then we'll get some more stuff. I do want to talk about the invisible skin that I've put on this bike. It took me hours and hours yesterday. Somebody on Facebook said, you know, you want to get InvisiGuard. Didn't have the clue what they were talking about, so they told me what it is. I went online, found it, and I fitted it all. So I'll show you that in a bit and show you, I'll tell you whether I think it's worth the money or not. So ciao for now. Ooh, there he comes. There he comes. Little spread eagle now. There we go. So while we're here, we'll have a quick talk about this Invisi Shield. So I spent, let me just take my helmet off a minute, I'm sweating. So just grab this a minute now. Now I've got the camera a minute. Just take my helmet off, I'm sweating like mad a minute. Like that, just take my helmet off. There we go. So let's just talk about this Invisi Shield then. So there's a little gap there. You can just see where that little gap is. So you can see that there's this on. You can hardly see it. So you can hardly see it. That is not air bubbles, for example. That's that's not an air bubble there. That's the colour of the carbon fibre under this sticker. If you look at the top here, you know, that's the colour of the carbon fibre again. It's not air bubbles under there. But you can hardly tell that that's got anything on it other than the carbon fibre. So it comes in, you get a choice, an all gloss kit or a gloss and matte kit or an all matte kit. Now I went for the gloss and matte because I was hoping it would be gloss for where the paint work is, and then matte on the top here, as well as matte here and other places. So there's a matte one here around the seat post. This is all gloss. The whole bike is covered. You can't even tell that that's got a skin on it. I don't know if you can see it through the camera lens there, Leon, can you or not? But you can't. You can see where it just comes there, where the dust has settled there from riding. But there's a line there. Now Trek, funnily enough, the first bike I've ever known to actually come with a shock stay with a protector on there already. So I had to cover that protector up, but that's fine. But it does cover every part of the bike. It covers, there's a back piece here, goes all the way down. Doesn't have anything here in the front. There's nothing for that piece there. So the paint is naked there still. But I've got a couple of spare bits so I might stick on there. And I put one, there wasn't any for the battery cover. So I put one on top of there as well to protect the paint. What do you think about it? Some bits are really good, some bits are pretty poor, like this piece here, for example. This was a hell of a time to get to take on here. I don't know why they did that, just that one piece there. I would have thought they'd do something inside matte, but again, it's a gloss piece and it really should have been a matte piece. I can't see that staying on there, to be honest. Unless it's not supposed to go there and it's supposed to go somewhere else, but they were the only place of that type of shape. This piece in here, the dirt, where the dirt comes, that was quite difficult to get it to set in there, and also on here. But it's true, you use water and baby shampoo, and the more shampoo you get, the longer the glue sets, longer it takes for the glue to set on it. The less shampoo, obviously it'll set quicker. It took me, I would say, to do this, I started, what time is it, 2 o'clock this afternoon I started, right, something like that. Yeah. So I took the wheels off, because you have to get everything off. You needed to take this off to get the piece to fit under here. I could have done with leaving it off to put under here, but I didn't. So you definitely had to take this off. You had to get your wheels off. So your bike was pretty much naked. Yeah, I started at 2 o'clock yesterday, and yesterday afternoon, and I finished at 10:30 last night. So that's how long it took me. So, but I did have dinner in between that as well, so I had to cook dinner and have dinner. So there was 2.5 hours in the middle there of that. So I would say then it took me 5.5 hours to do the whole bike. So you need to really set some time apart. It tells you to get some tar remover, also glim tar remover, and I can't recommend that enough. Either that or neat alcohol. But that stuff, that tar remover, is really good stuff actually. It brings it up. You think your bike's clean, you put some of that on it, and you end up with black marks on the cloth. So it clearly does get everything out of the bike itself. But it's pretty good. So yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys again in a bit. We'll switch off now. We're going to just take 5 minutes, and then we're going to carry on with the trail. So ciao for now. Yay! Good to see you again. So, verdict, I love it. It's an amazing bike. The suspension on it is just lush. I mean, it really is nice. I was going to put some cush cores in the tyres, but I actually really like the comfort in there. They've still got inner tubes in, and I need to make them tubeless. They do come tubeless ready, and I believe the rims are already taped inside. So it just needs some liquid in and tyres going back on. But I like the sponginess of the tyre when I'm hitting things, rather than the cush core, which is a lot harder and you can feel it more. It's quite a hard ride with the cush core on. I'm running these at 30 psi, and they seem to be, well, gripping brilliantly. It's a really good grip on them. There has been a bit of rain yesterday here, which has dampened it down a little bit more, because the grip's been a lot better than when it's normally dry, but it's really good. I've got 65% battery left. I've been riding in EMTB mode. I've been riding now since 2 o'clock, so 2 hours. We're only just coming up to 2 hours. And I've already been working that engine, rotor, motor, quite harsh. Suspension is fully open. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Really pleased. I can't recommend it enough. The bike shop, I got this from Leisure Lake Bikes in Nottingham. They helped me out really well to get this bike, because I started off with a high bike. So glad now that that high bike went back and I've got this bike. It's so light for an e-bike, so you can still get plenty of air. You can hit jumps, get it off the ground. Considerably easier than the Giant, which is quite heavy, and the high bike was unbelievable weight. So there's no way you'll get that up. Obviously the professionals will, but I couldn't get that up. This is light enough that you can still do manuals, wheelies, and jump up, and you don't realise. Now, the biggest thing that shocked me is the transition from the motor cutout to the pedalling. And it happens at, I think it's 17 miles an hour, 17.5 miles an hour it happens on here. And the cutout is you don't even, you've just gone into it. You know you've gone into it because you hear the motor stop making its whirring noise. But you know you've gone into just pedaling on your own with no support from the bike, but it's easy. It's still fine because the bike's so light. It's not a problem. You just pedal as you would on a normal old school bike, let's say. The motor noise is quite loud. It's certainly louder than the Yamaha PW over there. So I am quite surprised how loud the motor is, but I quite like the sound of the motor. Sad as that sounds, it does sound quite nice. And also the free run cog, that sounds quite nice as well. But it isn't quiet, so definitely not quiet. Anybody that's got a Trek rail will know that it's not quiet. So I don't expect having a complete quiet motor. The AXS gears, I love them. I mean, they're amazing. Somebody said to me the other day, you know, you're paying for them on the price of the bike, and you're putting, like, you know, 1,500, 1,800 quid, whatever it is, £1,000, whatever that is, on top of the bike to get those AXS. If you just got the Trek 9.9 for 9 grand, or however much it is, 8.5 grand, I don't know, without those, you save a lot of money. But, my nose is running, sorry. But, they're definitely worth it. So if I was going to go out and change my gears, I'd definitely spend the extra money again for the AXS. I'll probably upgrade that Giant and put AXS on that Giant, because these are sweet, and I think Leon you'd find them sweet as well, son. So we can upgrade that Giant and put them on there. But they're brilliant. I think we're going to upgrade the brakes on the Giant as well. Brakes on here are fine. I do like Magura brakes, but they're really difficult to bleed, the Magura brakes, and these Shimano XTs are not that difficult to bleed. So weighing it all up, and the Magura brakes, the levers are very plasticky as well, and they can break easy. So weighing everything up, I'll just keep the brakes I've got in here. So yeah, all in all, love the bike. Can't recommend it enough. Yeah, I've not done loads of technical reviews like people do. How long does it take to stop? How quick does it change gear? How high can it jump in the clouds? And how fast does it fly? And all that crap. This is just you know, somebody buying a bike and reviewing it. Honest review. If somebody asks me if they go out and buy it, I tell them, yeah, definitely. If you've got the money to spend, because it's a lot of money, admittedly, for a bicycle. Obviously, you can buy cars cheaper than e-bikes now. But if somebody asked me if they had the money, would it be worth going out and buy? I'd definitely say, yeah, definitely spend the money on it. And I don't think you'd change it. I think you'd keep this. Whereas my other e-bike, I've had this is my third one now, and I've changed them because new things have come out. Even if they got internal gearing sorted with the motors and got rid of the derailleur, I think I'd stick with the AXS because I like the AXS and I like the way the derailleur changes. It's nice. So yeah, so it's good. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give us a like if you have, and ciao for now.